Ah, there we go. Well then, let's try out this game. This is, Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft. I saw this game in my collection as a free game and thought, why not? I love H.P. Lovecraft's novels, so let's just see. Dagon is a faithful interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work, focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot. Oh, okay. This is more of an experience that we can just have together. I like that.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
During the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Focus your eyes and look for the Elder Sign. You can also access all the found facts later. They will be available in the main menu. Let's see, is there anything around? That's a can of sardines. Ooh, there we go. As to letters, my case is peculiar. I write such things exactly as easily and rapidly as I would utter the same topics in conversation. Indeed, epistolary expression is within me largely replacing conversation, as my condition of nervous prostration becomes more and more acute. I cannot bear to talk much now, and am becoming as silent as the spectator himself. My loquacity extends itself on paper. H.P. Lovecraft to Reinhard Kleiner, December 23, 1917. Throughout his life, Lovecraft penned around 100,000 letters to his friends and fans, out of which about 10,000 survive to this day, but his tendency to endless correspondence was a relatively late growth. Whoa. Meaning that he started doing this later on in life. Imagine how many more letters it could have been had he done it from the beginning. In youth, I scarcely did any letter writing. Thanking anybody for a present was so much of an ordeal that I would rather have written a 250-line pastoral or a 20-page treatise on the rings of Saturn. Selected letters 1929 through 1931, H.P. Lovecraft. Lovecraft would often skip meals to afford postage. Collections of his correspondence have been published in various books, and selected letters can be found online. Some readers consider them his most important legacy. Cool.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below. Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Okay then. What have we here? Ah, morphine. Morphine entered into use in the 19th century and was routinely administered to treat severe pain during the American Civil War and World War I. It was also sold without restrictions until 1914. Morphine became more popular after the invention of the hypodermic syringe around 1854. Friedrich Sertner, who first isolated the substance, originally named it morphium, after Morpheus, the Greek god associated with dreams. At the time when Dagon was published, morphine abuse, known as soldier's disease, already posed a big problem in the United States. Okay, interesting fact.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Ah, look, right over there is one of those. Dagon was written around a month after the United States entered World War I. Lovecraft was actively interested in its course. He composed many poems in which he gave encouragement to soldiers and commented on the events unfolding in Europe. He tried to enlist in the army, which he mentions in one of his letters to Reinhard Kleiner. Some time ago, impressed by my entire uselessness in the world, I resolved to attempt enlistment despite my almost invalid condition. I argued that if I chose a regiment soon to depart for France, my sheer nervous force, which is not inconsiderable, might sustain me till a bullet or piece of shrapnel could more conclusively and effectively dispose of me. Letters to Reinhard Kleiner, H.P. Lovecraft. But even though he passed the physical exam, his mother prevented him from going to the war. She has threatened to go to any lengths, legal or otherwise, if I do not reveal all the ills which unfit me for the army. I am Providence, the life and times of H.P. Lovecraft, S.T. Joshi. Alright then.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation. So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Ah, this is talking about the Huns. I think I can just read these otherwise. These are pretty interesting, though. The Huns were Central Asian nomads who established a dominion in Europe and invaded the Roman Empire in the 5th century AD. They were known as brutal, deadly warriors and masters of quick raids, who also developed powerful composite bows, lassos, and early siege weapons. During World War I, the British used the word Hun as a synonym for Germans in order to emphasize their brutality. However, the term originated when the German Emperor Wilhelm II gave a speech to his troops on the 27th of July, 1900, before they embarked to China. Should you encounter the enemy, he will be defeated. No quarter will be given. Prisoners will not be taken. Whoever falls into your hands is forfeited, just as 1,000 years ago the Huns under their king Attila made a name for themselves, one that even today makes them seem mighty in history and legend. May the name German be affirmed by you in such a way in China that no Chinese will ever again dare to look cross-eyed at a German. The refusal to take prisoners was a clear breach of the laws and customs of war adopted during the First Hague Convention of 1899. I don't see any of the symbols to click on, so I guess we can just continue.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone, in a small boat, with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Let's see here. Well, there's that water and provisions. I'm not seeing anything elsewhere. Guess that's all then. I'm probably missing something, but oh well.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings. Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
I think this is just randomly created sky, so I couldn't tell.
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
You can say that again. Oh, there's the moon. Anything else? I don't see any symbols in the sky to use. Although that's an interesting little formation right there. Guess we'll just click on the moon and continue then.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Well, there's a water bottle. I don't see anything else to click on here either. I feel like I'm just missing things now. Well, let's take a swig.
but neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
This guy has a very good voice. I like it.
The change happened whilst I slept.
The what? The change?
Its details I shall never know, for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Oh, hello, squid. Over there, there's a thing, I think. There's just squids. Too bad I really like Lovecraftian stuff, so this does not deter me in the most. Ah, look at him wiggling. Little wiggly guy. Love it. Hello, handsome.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see, and in which my boat lay grounded some distance away. Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished. For there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear.
I really love the language to this. I've not read the work Dagon, so this little retelling is nice.
The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
I mean, I would definitely be grossed out if I awoke here. Come on, there's got to be some symbol somewhere to click on. Oh, there's a fish. More squiddy boys. Boat it is. Can I move at all? Nope, just look around.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position. Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Yeah, that's one explanation.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might.
Is that a trilobite right there?
Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
That hill is moving. Another nautilus. That's the squiddy boy from earlier. That octopus is turned over. Oh, look at that. The mystery of volcanic islands. Volcanic eruptions sometimes result in the creation of islands. Most of them are transient and erode after some time, but some prove permanent. I can't have that sub button just yet. I still have to get all the tax stuff approved. Once everything gets approved, I'll get that set up nice and quick. I'm still trying to get sub emotes and whatnot brought in. I'd have that ready. I am very good. But yeah, I've already turned in the tax information. They've just got to approve it. I just thought I'd go through something creepy that I found. So I grabbed an H.P. Lovecraft game.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
What about you? How are you doing, Beryl?
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time. That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
That is definitely good. It's always good to have a food that you can eat no matter what. I do hope you start feeling better on that soon. Guess we continue.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease. The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
I don't see any of the symbols. Look at that. The draw distance and depth of view don't match up with each other right there. Huh. That's not very common, you'll find.
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
That looks like one of the bugs from Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers. Like seriously, it looks exactly like one of them. And then this, some kind of tyrannid something, I guess. Oh, okay, we can just keep... That's a whale. Let's just stare at the sun. I swear I'll see something eventually.
That night I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
I mean, yeah, that doesn't seem much closer. That being said, Oh, what's this? The Horrors of the Ocean. The creator of the Cthulhu mythos and the fictional underwater city of R'lyeh was convinced that life could not exist at the bottom of the ocean because the water pressure would make it uninhabitable. Today we know that the darkest depths of the ocean are home to many peculiar organisms. The deepest dwelling fish we have discovered so far, the Mariana snailfish, can live about 8,000 meters below the ocean's surface, in never-ending darkness and at hellishly crushing pressures, hundreds of times stronger than those found at sea level. Upon glancing at the modern photos of deep-sea creatures such as the anglerfish, the fangtooth, or the viperfish, and their truly Lovecraftian characteristics, it's hard not to find some irony in this. I would agree, some of those underwater creatures are hellishly ugly. But I love the anglerfish. They're weird.
By the fourth evening, attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
Yeah.
An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill. I know not why my dreams were so wild that night, but ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain, I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well. I have those sometimes. Usually I get them because I ate something I shouldn't have right before bed.
Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again, and in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day. Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy.
That is true.
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
How about no? Um. Oh, there we go. The loner. Contrary to popular opinion, Lovecraft was not an ever-frowning. Ooh, Project Zomboid? That does sound like fun. I might have to try that one time. But thank you for the lurking. I'll probably get with you tomorrow or something about getting the bot set up for all that. Where you can just type the lurkin commands and whatnot. But have fun. He considered himself to be a person who appreciated humor. Moreover, he would often meet friends in his apartment or at various cafes in Brooklyn and Manhattan. At times, his social life was so intensive, his work would suffer for months. There was a point when he finally decided he needed to put an end to daily meetings and loitering in New York cafeterias and resorted to hiding at home and reading with the main room light turned off, pretending he wasn't there whenever a friend knocked on his door. Yes, but you have that one bot that's already made on your channel, and that's the one I need help with. He also had another method of deterring his guests, which involved greeting them in a bathrobe, with an unmade bed visible in the background and piles of papers scattered across the floor. Yeah, that's one way to make people not want to come in. But you've got to really own it. So when you open the door in the bathrobe, you've got to go, "May I help you?" Or something of the sort.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me. But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine. I felt myself on the edge of the world.
Oh, wow.
Peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night.
Fathomless, huh?
Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost. And of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
Huh. Well, I don't see the symbol anywhere in the sky, so I guess we'll just look.
Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent.
And so we descended.
Whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
This boy actually wants to go down. Well, first rule of being in a horror movie,
Urged on
always
by
go
an
towards the
impulse which
scary
I
stuff.
cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath, gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated. All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
All hail the cube!
An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
I wonder if I could do a voice like his. It wants me to click on that, but I want to look at stuff first. Oh, there's where it wants me to click.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself.
That's the Borg right there.
But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its
No.
contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
What was it, 2001 A Space Odyssey, the monolith.
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express. For despite its enormous magnitude, and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith,
I did not expect that it would be the word he'd use.
whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures. Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
Still see nothing, so I guess we'll go. Man, the sound in here is great.
The moon, now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm.
Oh, my. That is, quite the depiction. Yep, all those sea critters, the waters. That's clearly Cthulhu.
And revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope. Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith, on whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
Oh, wait. That's not Cthulhu. Those are whales. Wow. Still nothing else to click on but the one thing.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books.
Well, let's see. We've got a turtle, a shark, a seahorse, a hammerhead shark, a great white, a nurse shark, a jellyfish, some kind of sea mollusk, I don't know, two different types of conchs, a man-o'-war, a trilobite of some kind, a whale shark, a crab, a starfish, and some other kind of jellyfish.
Consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like. Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world.
Lionfish, octopus, squid. I have no idea what that thing over there is, and, oh, that right there, that's a... But we just call him Ed.
but whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Storytelling methods. Dagon contains many themes and storytelling methods that Lovecraft developed in his later works, such as telling the story through carvings at the Mountains of Madness, The Nameless City. I have read The Nameless City. Journals and characters notes, The Shadow Out of Time, The Haunter of the Dark. Islands emerging from the ocean, The Call of Cthulhu. I should play the game for that. Or fictional beings and deities based on real events and mythologies, Migo in The Whisper in Darkness. It's also considered the origin of the popular Cthulhu mythos. Some of Lovecraft's other stories also conclude in a manner similar to Dagon, but let's skip the details in order not to spoil the ending. I do like the sound of that.
Plainly visible across the intervening water, on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré. I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men.
Ah, mermen. And, that's the monolith.
Though the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto, or paying homage at some monolithic shrine which appeared to be under the waves as well. Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint.
I like storytelling in that way. I dare not explain what this was because it just made me feel afraid. Or other such things. I think that's really good writing if you can set the tone.
Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
Okay, that one right there is just gross. I feel like I've seen that in a B-rated sci-fi movie. That one just creeps me the hell out, and, well, you know, that's just everybody's favorite little skull style.
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips, glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall. Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background. For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself. I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe. Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
Oh my gosh, he mentioned the Piltdown man. That wasn't proven false yet at the time of the writing of Dagon, I think. Oh man, I remember hearing about that when reading all kinds of historical events. It was a really big shock to learn that that was faked.
Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. Then, suddenly, I saw it.
What did we saw?
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters. Vast, Polyphemus-like and loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith.
Holy
About
cow.
which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, the while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
That thing is disgusting. I love it.
I think I went mad then. Of my frantic ascent of the slope and cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
Let's just get out of here.
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing. I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods. When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital. Brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean. In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention. Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing, nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
The journalist. Lovecraft was a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism. In 1915, he started publishing his own journal called The Conservative, which included political and social commentary, poetry, short stories, and literary criticism written by him and other authors. Howard was a skilled wordsmith, but he also took criticisms to heart, which resulted in his decision to step away from writing poetry and concentrate on weird fiction again, for the first time since his teenage years. Ugh. Dagon, published in 1919, is one of the short stories written during that period. In this example excerpt from The Conservative, the master of horror fiction explains his attitude towards warfare and the idea of world peace. Why any sane human being can believe in the possibility of universal peace is more than the conservative can fathom. Should the entire civilized world agree simultaneously to disarm, one or more nations would undoubtedly retain secret armaments and at the proper time take advantage of their more altruistic and less astute contemporaries in a wild career of conquest against unarmed victims. No country is or ever can be above warfare until the basic impulses of the human animal shall have miraculously changed. That does give quite a bit of an insight into HP's mind, doesn't it? It definitely explains his very bleak outlook that are given in most of his stories.
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yep, here we go. Dagon. Dagon, was the main deity of the Philistines, worshipped throughout the Middle East as the ancient god of fertility and crops. In Hebrew, the word Dagon was a common noun for grain. The rulers of Akkad, Mesopotamia, chose him as the patron saint of their war conquests. He also appeared as the judge of the dead in an Assyrian poem and an underworld prison warden in one of the Babylonian texts. He is often mistakenly taken for a fish god due to the wrong interpretation of his name, as in Hebrew the word dag means fish. In H.P. Lovecraft's works, Dagon is an underwater deity ruling over the deep ones, a humanoid race with fish traits that reside in the oceans. He is worshipped by a secret cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Isn't the Esoteric Order one of the villains in Ben 10? Yeah, like Dagon. It was actually like some extra planar alien or extra dimensional alien in the Ben 10 universe or something like that. Huh. Oh, okay, so that's there. Anything else to look at? This is a very nice room. This box has an interesting design. We just have a woman's torso. That's not strange at all. Some little kid squatting. Huh. Alright.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
August Derleth and the Cthulhu Mythos. August Derleth was an American writer and anthologist. He also befriended Lovecraft and published many of his works through his company, Arkham House. Although he greatly contributed to the popularization of the author's works after his death, he is surrounded by numerous controversies. One of his most questionable decisions involved introducing the good versus evil doctrine. Derleth was a devout Catholic. To the Cthulhu mythos, which contrasted with Lovecraft's view of the world and his approach to cosmic horror. As a result, the author's works are often misunderstood and misrepresented in today's culture. It is also worth noting that Lovecraft was never really interested in creating a mythology, and the term Cthulhu mythos was coined by Derleth after the author left the mortal plane. Oh hey, that book is called the Necronomicon. Ooh, the Marketer. Lovecraft's attempts to find a job in 1925 were influenced by advice he received from friends. Among others, he started freelancing for a marketing magazine where he would write announcements and commercials. Feel free to judge his copywriting skills for yourself. From an ad for Curtis Woodwork. One second, let me. Curtis Woodwork embraces both the usual structural units and the cleverest contrivances of built-in or permanent furniture, such as bookcases, dressers, buffets, and cupboards. Every model is conceived and created with the purest art, ripest scholarship, and mellowest craftsmanship which energetic enterprise can command, and made to conform rigidly to the architecture of each particular type of home. The cost, considering the quality, is amazingly low, and a trademark on the individual pieces prevents any substitution by careless contractors. This sounds like somebody trying to write a paper for their college course and they just need to fill out space. Oh, source: Lovecraft Studies, Volume 7, Number 1, H.P. Lovecraft, S.T. Joshi. Okay, where do we go now? Oh, over there. Oh, oh, I somehow randomly snapped around. Okay. Over to this clock then. Anything else to look at here? I don't know. Guess we'll go towards the door?
It is at
Oh,
night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing. I tried morphine, but the drug has given only transient surcease, and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave.
ah, we're back to the beginning.
So now I am to end it all, having
Oh,
written
excuse
a
me.
full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Lovecraft on tobacco and alcohol. Lovecraft hated tobacco. Even though he used to smoke when he was 12 in order to look and feel like an adult, in his correspondence with friend Reinhard Kleiner, he claims that he quit as soon as he started wearing long pants. Okay. He also had a very strong opinion about alcohol, as evidenced by his letter to Cealia Brown, dated 13th of February 1928. As for the matter of drinking, I have never tasted intoxicating liquor and never intend to, having a strong aesthetic disgust at anything which blunts or coarsens the delicate natural equipoise of the evolved human intellect and imagination. Drinking excited my personal repugnance, hence I don't drink. Let the herd do what they will. I am rather in favor of prohibition, the prohibition of any one antisocial force, as well as of any other. Source: The Spirit of a Vision, Lovecraft's Letters to Zayalia Brown, Reed Bishop, H.P. Lovecraft, Sean Branney, and Andrew Lehman, S.T. Joshi. That is quite the source. Well, to the morphine we go.
Often, I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm. A mere freak of fever as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape from the German man-of-war. This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply.
Oop, I accidentally clicked.
I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
Okay then. That is quite the depiction.
The end is near. I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
Is there anything else, or am I going to get jump scared? I think everyone knows how I feel about being jump scared. It's really not my thing.
It shall not find me.
I'm genuinely bad with jump scares.
God, that hand! The window! The window!
Okay then. Well, I also have one of the DLCs, so... Hmm? um... Something popped up 1 second. Huh. Interesting. 1 second, I'm going to... You can't see it, but I'm actually popping up Steam right now. Give me a second here. Okay, yeah. I have this. So how do I set it up? Oh, it's already launching. It's... Oh, okay. Alright. Never mind. So the DLC only included that. Well, this stream was shorter than I thought. I didn't just want to go for an hour. I thought this might be a little longer, even though it was one of his shorter works. That was quite the interesting thing to do. Do I have another game to play? I was not ready. Ba 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 ba. Let me just switch over to this. Let's see. I genuinely have nothing I was ready to play. I guess I can play this. Give me a second. Okay, so close that. And open this. And let's see if that's being picked up by my thing. Well, that's weird. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'll just play another game that I have. So let's just switch it over. As I don't know much about this game, so now we are going to play Minoria. Or Minoria? I don't know. Ah, there we go. Oh, okay, I see what I have to do now. Let's just check real quick what I've got here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm interested in this game anyway. Why go for a short stream? Oh, until the flower is visible. Okay, so I can see it at this, and that's a little too dark in my opinion. So I'll put it here. Year 1203 of the Remessian calendar, a forbidden ceremony launched the Holy Kingdom of Remessia into a large-scale conflict against witchcraft. Weeks later, the ruling princesses were kidnapped and held captive by the heretics. Desperate measures were taken as expeditions of nuns departed towards the capital. What? The church proclaims these sisters to be the only ones able to purify the witch threats. I have friends who are witches. I don't wish to purify them. If you are a witch out there, I'm sorry. This is just a game, a work of fiction. Understood? Witch corpses? The other sisters shouldn't be too far ahead. Let's keep going in that direction. The princess. We must hurry. Sister Samilla, this area is infested with witches. It is our duty to purify them at all costs. I'm only a novice, but I hope to provide sufficient assistance to you. Their ceremony has already begun. We do not have much time. Let's proceed in search of the princess. Oh, Whoops. Well, hopefully I don't need that. Huh. Okay then. Oh, I got it. Okay, let's go. Okay then, I'm going to see if I'm able to jump over that thing back here. It doesn't look like it'll be possible. Nope. Oh, hello. Ah, ooh, wait. Come on, let's... Yes, look at that. Ah, no. And... Yep. Ah. Come on, I did it before. Hup. Ah, forget it, we'll just go this way. I know I can do it again, but... Oh well. Let's just get moving. No need to be trying to do stuff, right? Hup. Hup. Oh, what? Did I... Ah, okay. Okay. This game doesn't seem too difficult, so... Boop. Yes, I do not need to do that right now, though, so... Okay, so I took damage there by sheer dumbness. But it's okay. This looks like a safe area, Sister Samila. Perhaps we can rest here for a bit? Let's ask her what is wrong. I'm sorry, it's just... To tell you the truth, I'm very scared. It is my first time in a mission like this. I trust your combat abilities, though, Sister Samila. Please do not misunderstand. I'm sure we will do well. I have faith in us. Ooh, what's this? Oh, okay. Save part. Yep. Somebody give me a key. Oh, what's this? What was that creature? Oh. We are doing well so far. Don't let your guard down, Sister Samila. Oh. Oh, what's this? Hmm. Ah. Oh. What is that facial expression? Cornered like a rat, princess. Now, if you cooperate and return to your cell, silence witch, you disgrace these grounds by wearing the attire of the order. This is not the time for your religious fantasies, your highness. Huh? I didn't expect to find more nuns round here. I thought I got rid of every one of you. Are you here to rescue your majesty? This is what she is now. Look at her. Your kind wouldn't even consider her human at this point. Point your crosses at her and burn her alive. Pass your sacred judgments. I'm waiting, children of God. The ceremony is not yet complete. I trust you can handle those two. Leave it to me. G-g-g. And we beat her. Nice. I'm clearly not good at this game yet. Purified? She blew up into maple leaves. How is that purified? Are you hurt, Princess Amelia? No, I'm not going to make the joke. Not much, sister. I appreciate your help. The physics on her are a little much, I guess? They're like that. See, look. I assume you are under the Sacred Office's orders, members of the Inquisition? Yes, your majesty. I am Sister Anna Fran, and this is Sister Samila. You fight well. That woman you just defeated was no common witch. There are others like her, sinners who stand against our kingdom. We must be very careful. Their ceremony is progressing swiftly. While you have done well in rescuing me, there's more to be done. First, we must head to the library. It is a safe spot. Where's that, your majesty? A bit further ahead, but not too far. I'll let you know when we are nearby. Be wary of ambushes on your way there. I've seen corpses of nuns around. The witches hunt our presence. Understood. We'll be careful. The princess is with us now. Let's head to the library to keep her safe. Oh wow, look how well we can roll. Oh, save and heal. That's hilarious that I can do that. What is down here? What is up here? I always just randomly choose a direction and somehow find the right way. So let's go against my... against my instincts. And we are blocked. This music is delightful. There's the boingy flowers. It doesn't seem like this game is Hollow Knight levels of difficult. Archive 15. It is locked. Ooh. Simple changes to the color palette. And a slightly different texture, and look at that, it almost feels 3D. I have 2 more. Ouch. There we go. Those things hurt. Oh wow, we are nearly dead. Let's see what we can find. Okay, now we jump across without everything trying to kill us. Whoops. Ah! Okay, the contact is a bit off, but I'll get it. There we go, now we're up. Huh? Oh. Okay. Ah, alright. That is just right there. Up the elevator we go. Okay, inspect note. Under the rule of this house I must confess, for I have broken my vows of obedience and chastity. 2 nights ago I was indecent and acted impulsively. I want to regret these actions, if only it hadn't felt so good. Forgive me, Reverend Mother. I don't want to think into that too much. Silver coin obtained. Okay. Ah! I hit the wrong button. Now I have to do all of that again. This is what happens when you hit the wrong buttons. Okay, there was something down here. So we went down here first. We got this, and then we went this way. Ah, okay, and that's how I parry. Got it. Ah, okay. I'm getting it, I'm getting it. Now that I understand that a bit more, we can continue to where we were going. Oh, there was another one here. What? Ouch, ouch, ouch. There we go. Oh, jump too high. Okay. No, wait. Ah, now I have to go back down. I'm sorry, going down those stairs just made me think of, that one edited video from, Bloodborne, with the guy with the one hat going down the stairs and it goes dunk, 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 dunk. A vessel? You've gained the charged attack ability. Hold down the melee attack button to unleash a new special attack. Ah, okay. That's actually pretty useful. This game is actually rather fun. Simple in its controls. New Fran chat. There are so many corpses around. Indeed there are, Fran, indeed there are. Ah, that does a lot of damage. Oh, wait. Hup. We should be good to go up. This time I'm not going to be stupid and get hit when I shouldn't. Okay. Now I can... And we can read that note again. I'm not going to read it aloud, however. We already know what it says. Now we're past the part where we died last time. And we are much better for... The library is just ahead. Please follow me. You can tell they're NPCs because they have their arms crossed over their stomachs. Thankfully, we arrived safely. Sisters of the Order, this is the Secret Library, a shelter for the royalty in times of need. I'll be staying here for my own safety. The witches are unaware of this area. Okay. Your Majesty, we were part of a group of nuns that was headed to the cathedral. A blizzard caught us. We were set apart. Me and Sister Samilla had to take some extra days to arrive. You will find no living nun in these premises save for the two of you. Oh, that's terrible. The cathedral's halls have been stained with the blood of those who devoted themselves to the gods. We have been outmatched by the enemy. Darkness leaks from every corner. No. You must find my younger sister, Pom, and save her. She is responsible for the witch's ceremony and for putting a curse on me. If she's allowed to do as she wants, more innocent lives will be sacrificed. Her madness needs to end. Pom should be at the cathedral. Or at the castle. I said cathedral. Your Majesty, how may we get there? The main entrance is locked by a barrier, a type of protective witchcraft. I'm afraid you won't be able to do much against it, but... That woman from before, the one dressed in black, she is a traitor of the church, previously known as Sister Devoir. Find her. She must know something about the barrier. A traitor? But then, will she cooperate with us? You will make her talk? You nuns have your methods. Your Majesty, I won't yield to my sister and abandon our people. Find Sister Devoir, the traitor. Even her poisonous tongue might be of use to us. Wait, huh? Who dis? Hello there, and welcome. My name is Harina. This library is a special place, connected to many others. I am the one in charge of it. Are you heading to the castle? That area isn't safe anymore. There are witches all over. Since you are around, why not take a look at some of the stuff I've got for sale? Some of it might prove to be useful. You never know. Okay. Oh, okay. A maple leaf obtained. I wonder if the library has some fairy tales. As a child, my favorite was The Maiden in White. Huh. Ah, I did it again. How do I access an inventory? I'll find out. Ah, I missed. Okay, jump, jump. How am I supposed to jump? There we go, okay. Oop, got something. Another silver coin. Well, I guess I'll just keep moving on. Oh my. Oh wow. Alright, we beat them all. Ooh. Oop, there's more of them. Ah. Okay, okay, let's go down before going up. Never mind, let's go up before going down. And... okay, we're done with that. I guess that area was just to get us extra experience. Oh, nope, we can't continue here. Let's see. What is that on the floor? Don't know what they were, but they were ugly. Archive 16. Silenced? Why am I silenced? Huh. Is that what all this smoke does? Cathedral key obtained. Oh, we can open the doors now. That's going to allow us to traverse the entire... Ooh, more sluggies. Okay, yeah, it looks like this smoke is what silences us. Huh? I need to use the Q button a bit more. Ah, there we go. I think I see how I can use these things now. Oh. Ho ho ho. I didn't save when I came through after all of that too. That sucks. Ah. Okay, this time I will make sure to save. Here, let's see what this does. Well, then that's something to hang on to. I shouldn't have used as many of those as I did, but whatever. Okay. Oh. Okay, then this guy will. Now we can just go this way. Ah. Alright. Save this time. We go back this way. Ooh, I know. Let's... There we go. Now we have some flexibility in our stuff. Let's try this. See what this is. Oh, I like the use of this. Oh, look at that. She gets like a double jump in the air. Okay, yes. There we go. Oh, we can't go back up that way. There we go, gonna keep moving. La 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 la. Ah, okay. Nice and relaxing, I suppose. I'm just going to go and save, and while it'll be a bit early, I think it would be good to just call it a night here. Oh, killing the snail silences me. Okay, that makes sense. I want to go and travel and see what was in here. At her shop, read it again, you know? Ooh, this one might be good. How do I not have the other silver coin? Where did I lose it at? Oh well. I'm going to call the stream for tonight, so let's see who might be on right now. The most recent person streaming on the group is me, so let's go to Twitch and see who is streaming. Okay. So we are going to raid Daft Citrus. There we go. Either way, thank you all for coming tonight and just watching me and listening through that short story, and then just a little bit of this Minoria. I might actually add this to my main lineup of games. It is kind of fun to play. Either way, let's go and raid. Bye, everybody.